who made it to the workshop today. What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the AW, your forever safe space to chill, feel, and heal. If you're new here, make sure you check out the introduction episode I dropped so that you can get the whole rundown on what's going on over here. But if you tuned into that episode, you already know the AW stands for Eretic's Workshop. I'm Eretic, and the workshop is a space for you to sit in your shadows, reflect on your thoughts, and come out on top. All right. So how's it been going, you guys? I'm so glad to be here for episode number 2, which, is technically episode number 1, but this is the second upload. So I'm calling it number 2. So yeah, I'm excited. Once again, always excited to be here. But we're going to go ahead and get right on into this show so that we can power through and get straight on to the topic of the day, because that's the reason why we're here, But before we get into all of that, let's go ahead and spin the block real quick and see what I've been up to. Okay, guys, we're going to go ahead and stroll down memory lane and catch up with me on my weekly catch up. So this previous week was pretty cool. I got to drop my introduction episode, and full transparency here, I haven't dropped it at this very moment, but I'm dropping it like tomorrow. So by the time you hear this, it would have been like a week. So anything that comes from that episode won't be commented on this episode, but just know it's already been a week for me. And it's been pretty cool. It's been pretty chill. I'm a person who doesn't like corporate. I hate corporate. I hate working for corporate. But it was a cool week. I really like my coworkers. So it makes the week go by and it makes the work less daunting. And I can just kind of go with the flow of things just because my coworkers are cool. But if you ask me, I'm not trying to be there. But other than that, the week has been good. I got to get into a secret sale for a music festival that is like my favorite music festival to go to. And it's like very, what's the word I'm looking for? It's in high demand. So they know that most people who follow this music festival want to go to this specific city. And the fact that I was on their email list from the previous festival that I went to, I got first dibs on the tickets. So I'm so excited because when they hit the public, they're gonna be gone in a matter of a week or two. So I'm just super excited that I check my emails very often and I get to be a part of the secret sale. So that was really the highlight of my week, planning that with my best friend, and we're going to go and have a good time. So yes, I can say that my week was pretty good. I hope you guys had a good week as well, because, we just deserve to have good weeks, especially with everything going on. But I'm not a podcast who gets into the news and political things. So we won't be touching on things like that, but we all know what's going on. Point blank, period. But I hope you guys found some joy in your week, just like I found some joy in my week. And yeah, so that's my weekly catch up. And we spun the block real quick with me. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and tap into the community and get a word from the fam. So let's go ahead and go. So today's word from the fam comes from a girl named Lexi. I don't know this girl, but this is what she said, okay? She said it's so important to do the things you love. And I just feel like so simple, but such a powerful statement. And I heard this because I was watching one of my favorite YouTubers, and she was a subscriber, and she sent them a gift for like one of their crafts or something. And on the gift, she put, it's so important to do the things you love. And I just thought, even though it's a very simple thing, very known thing that you should do the things that you love, we tend to not do those things, and we tend to do what has to be done rather than what we love to do. So I want you to keep that in mind this week as you navigate your week, to do something that you love to do. It's on brand for me. I always say to have a fulfilling week or to just love on yourself. So it's just important to do something that you love so that you feel yourself and you're not just moving through society based off of what society wants you to do. So do something that you love because it's important. Take that advice from a girl named Lexi. Okay. And yeah, if you want to be a part of a Word from the Fam anytime through any of these episodes, then you can always catch this podcast at the social media handle of at the a.w.podcast on IG, Facebook, or TikTok. And if you want to watch this, you can watch it on YouTube and leave a comment there. Or you can leave a comment on SoundCloud because I'm also streaming this on SoundCloud along with Spotify and Apple Podcasts. So you can find us practically on the main streaming platforms and on the main social medias, just not every social media because, just pick one. Whichever one's your favorite, I'll be there. So yeah, that is a word from the fam this week. I hope that, sparked something in you to pull your passions back out of the dusty attic and to just get working on something that you love so that you can feel good. But like I said, you want to tap in at the social media handle at thea.w.podcast. All right, you guys, now it's time to head on over to the fellowship hall so that we can start fellowship hour and start our group therapy and have a good old time talking about the topic of the day. So let's go ahead and head over there as well. So, in fellowship hour today, as you can see in the title of this episode, it is Who I Am versus Who I Want to Be. And I think this is a very powerful topic because we're always talking about who we want to be, how we're going to get there, how can I be better than the day I was before, all this kind of stuff. But we don't realize that the key ingredient to get into that new person, that future self that we want to be, is appreciating how we got to where we are today and who we are today, and just appreciating the lessons and wisdom that comes out of going through the journey of getting to where we want to be, right? So I'm going to go through some lists that I made and I'm going to break down how I found my gratitude and appreciation of the lessons that I went through and how it helped me to progress to who I am today and how truly my past thoughts made me who I am today. Okay. So starting off, I'm going to start off with a list that details what I feel that I am and also details who I want to be. So I'm reading from my little notebook here because I plan everything. So I'm ready. Okay. So who I feel I feel I'm strong, but I can be shy and timid, confident but insecure, sensitive, emotional, nice and kind, but kind of a people pleaser, short tempered at times, a self sabotager, independent, creative, and successful. So on the who I want to be list is motivated and dedicated, patient, unbothered, affectionate, a go with the flow, free type spirit, successful, and easy to love. So I want to start with the list of who I want to be, right? Because when I was making this list, it was probably like a few months ago when I made this list. Because I told you I'm just a big planner, so these episodes have been planned out. But when I made this list, I clearly was in a different headspace because looking back on it today, I'm like, some things are a red flag for me. Like, why did I feel that way about myself? Or why do I feel like I'm not already doing these things? So one thing that stuck out to me the most was the easy to love comment. And for some reason, I felt that I was not easy to love. And then I had to, really sit with myself, reevaluate things, and realize that I am easy to love. It just takes the right person, There might be someone out there that's not easy for me to love, but there might be a person for them that will love them and will find it very easy for them to love them. And so same thing with me and same thing with anybody in the world. Just because someone has made you feel as if you're not loved doesn't mean that you're not easy to love. Or if someone makes you feel as if it's very hard to love you or it's just a task, a job to love you, then that person just is not for you. So I had to sit with myself and be like, well, you probably are easy to love. It just takes a matter of getting around the right people, attracting the right people to you so that you're able to feel this emotion that you want to feel of being easy to love. But it also starts with you. If you don't feel like you're easy to love, then no one's going to feel like you're easy to love. So I had to sit with myself and be like, well, you know what? I'm a very lovable person. If people don't love me, then that doesn't mean that I'm a bad person by any means, or it doesn't mean that I need to do anything extra to get their love. Like I said, they're just not for me. Another thing that popped out to me was the unbothered comment. So I was like, well, why do I want to be so unbothered? Why do I not want to feel things? And it came down to, do you not want to feel things, or do you just not want people to affect your energy? Do you want to be able to just navigate different scenarios and situations and not let everyone else's opinions and energy and thoughts or whatever come into your awareness and make you swindle how you feel and make you think that you have to think a certain way, right? So evaluating that really just lets me know that now in this space that I'm in, I want to be unbothered in the sense that people's energy don't make me react in any kind of way. I'm in control of my emotions and I can respond when I'm in a good space, and I'm able to communicate my emotions effectively so that people don't get under my skin, if that makes sense. Because I honestly feel as if being unbothered 100% just means that you don't want to feel the emotions that happen, because you should feel the emotions that come to you when you're in situations. That helps you heal, that helps you figure out what your triggers are, that helps you figure out where you need to grow, the lessons you need to learn. So if you're not feeling when you're interacting with other people and you're just so unbothered by the things that they do, you're not growing. You're staying stagnant. You're staying in one type of space that is not progressive. But on the other hand, like I said, it's also a lesson to be unbothered by people's energy so that they don't make you react. They don't have control over your emotions. So there's two sides to the coin here, always a light and dark side to everything. But I had to realize what side I was on. And I think at first I was definitely on the side of just not wanting to feel. And then I got on the side of, hey, no, I just want to be in control of my emotions. That's it. So let's switch back over to the side of what I feel I am. Some things that stood out to me on this list was, I feel like that I'm sensitive and emotional, and that I'm independent, creative, and successful. I mean, the whole list kind of stood out, Even the negative things like being a self-sabotager and short-tempered at times, those things can really be a nuisance, but they are who I feel I am at times. And it's good to evaluate those light and dark aspects, because no one's perfect and no one's all light, and no one's all dark. We all have both sides of the coin instilled in us. So I'm able to look at these and realize, like, hey, these are my past thoughts. These are things that I wanted to be in the past, and now I have become these things, whether I chose to do them or whether life events kind of pushed me in that direction and it kind of just happened for me. So that's one thing I want you guys to remember, that your past thoughts truly do create your present reality. Just think about how you are right now. I'm pretty sure there was a time back in the day where you were like, man, I really wish I could do this thing. Or you see someone do something and you're just inspired. Like, I want to do this type of thing. And now today, 5 years later, 6 years later, a year later, a month later, whatever, you're able to look at yourself and be like, man, I really accomplished this thing. And I have this trait that I always wanted to build within myself. It was probably always there, but I was able to bring it out and really build on it, enhance it, and use it for my benefit. So as I am navigating these lists, I'm realizing, these are things that I wanted. I've always wanted all of these things. Just because I have a what I feel I am now list versus who I want to be list doesn't mean that who I feel I am right now isn't something that I didn't want. And it's like, even down to the dark aspects, like being a self-sabotager. I didn't necessarily want to be a self-sabotager, but I wanted to be someone who was laid back and lax and not too anal about things, which in turn made me become a little lazy and be like, oh, it'll get taken care of, when really I was in my own way, self-sabotaging my progress, So you have to look at it like in a way that's like, well, how did the things that I wanted to do kind of turn negatively, and how can I change it into a positive way so that it can work for me in my everyday life? But all in all, when it comes to looking at these lists and knowing that your past thoughts created your present and will create your future, you have to sit back and be grateful and appreciative of where you came from. because I'm pretty sure most people are in a better spot than they were back in the day, or, however long ago. We all have our ups and downs, and you can say, I've been in a better time, I've been in a better space than I am right now. But you also, with age and with time, you have grown and added things to your wisdom suitcase that you didn't know back in the day. Whether you're in a good spot right now or in a bad spot right now, you still are at a different level, at a different vibration than you were back in your past. And that's just the honest truth. So I have to be grateful and I have to be appreciative of these things that occurred in my life for me to get to where I'm at, because I'm a firm believer of like attracts like. And if you have ever watched any of my YouTube videos, which I'm going to get back on to, I'm going to drop a video on the universal laws. And it's like, spirituality and things like that. The universal laws are basically 12 laws that happen in the universe. And they're just like common laws that just happen with the way that our energy moves. So, like attracts like is one of those laws. And so I firmly believe that what you think is what you attract. So, not getting so down on yourself about where you're at right now, if it's not exactly where you want to be, and realizing that, hey, it might be a mindset thing that put me back in the situation, or it might be a mindset thing that got me into this happiness that I'm feeling, whichever side of the coin you're on, being grateful and appreciative of it. Because if you're not appreciative of the journey, you'll start to attract negative things into your life. Because not being appreciative means that you're complaining probably about where you're at. You're soaking in the miseries of your life, and you're just focused all on the bad things, but you're not focused on, well, hey, I have a roof over my head. I'm breathing today. I have people in my life that love me. I'm able to sit on my couch and watch TV. I'm able to get up and go to work. I'm able to see the sunrise. You know what I'm saying? And I'm also able to look back on my journey and realize where my past mistakes were at. I'm also able to reevaluate my emotions so that I can have a better tomorrow. These little things that really help you build yourself up and help you feel each and every day and make it fulfilling and worthwhile is really what you should be grateful and appreciative of, and so that you can have more of that come into your life. If you continue to focus on the negative and the bad things and what's going wrong, you're going to continue to get bad things over and over and over in your life, because like I said, like attracts like. You're not going to magically get good things if you're always thinking about the negative. Just think about that one family member or that one friend that you have that continuously just is so down. It's just so like, oh, this thing ain't gonna work out. If I wish it would, but it probably ain't gonna work. And you continuously see events in their life continue to just ball up like a hairball and just explode one day, just of bad tower moments and just ground shaking things, because they continue to invite negativity into their dialogue, into their mindset, and they're not realizing that that's what they're spewing out. So that's what they're getting back. This whole society, this whole world is a mirror. So whatever you put out there, you're going to get back. If you feel like everybody on the road can't drive and that they're going to hit you one day, you're going to get hit. Okay. If you feel like everyone out here has an attitude and they just hate the world, then guess what? Everyone's going to have an attitude and they hate the world. But if you walk around and you're just like, oh, that person, they're having a good day. Oh, it's such a beautiful day outside. Oh my God, I'm in traffic, but at least I get to have a nice car ride home and feel the warm breeze on my skin, feel the sunlight, all that good stuff. Then you're going to start appreciating the little things in life. So you need to apply that to your mindset and to your goals on who you want to be in life, and not focus so much on the result, but focus on the journey and how you can be appreciative of every little step that gets you there. And you have to learn these lessons. Okay. We're all going through lessons every day, every hour of the day, every minute of the day. There's always a lesson to be learned. But if you feel like everything is a teaching moment and it's daunting to you, you're not going to see the wisdom in it. But if you see everything as a teachable moment that helps you grow and helps you elevate in the society to get to where you want to be, just personally in your personal goals, then, your lessons will feel more like having class outside. When you are like in college or if you're in high school or whatever, and the teacher's like, we're going to have class outside today. You get to go sit outside and feel the sun and everything. I keep relating back to outside because, nature is just, it's calming, it's healing to us. So imagine those type of days where you get to have class outside, because that's how appreciating and being grateful for lessons feel. That's how it feels. Like you get to sit outside and have class for the day. So I want you guys to just remember that, because we can easily get so down on ourselves because we're not where we want to be. And we feel as if we're just not progressing in life because we're so used to looking outside of ourselves. We're looking at everybody else. We're looking at what they want to do, what they're doing, what they got planned, and we're just not worried about ourselves. And it's just like the culture of the society, which is so crazy. And of course, social media makes it even worse, because people just portray, and we all just want to be like everybody else. But when are we going to sit down and be like, I want to be like me? I want to be me. And whatever me looks like is what I'm going to do. These are the qualities that I want to strengthen in myself. And these are the things that, I could work on so that I can transmute them into something else that actually works for me rather than hinders me. So I want to give some examples on how I became appreciative of the things and the lessons that I went through, and how I was able to look back and evaluate the things I went through and how they helped me to become who I am today, and how they will eventually help me become who I want to be. So I'm just going to pick out like 3 different things from my list and just give you guys examples on what my evaluation came up with and how I saw my growth through my journey. So one of the things I said was being shy and timid. Being shy and timid, it's been like a lifelong thing for me. I feel like I didn't get out of that until maybe like 4 or 5 years ago. And I used to just have like really, really bad anxiety. It's like really bad anxiety, y'all. Like, I don't think you would understand. It was really bad. I would like go to a gas station and would sit in my car for like an hour, like a full hour or 2, just depending on how nervous I was that day. And I just wouldn't even get up and go into the the gas station, because I was just so nervous of what people were going to think of me. I was just all in my head. I'm just a super overthinker. So anxiety was just like a part of my DNA for a moment. And it was all in my head. It was all just me being very fearful of things. And I heard this acronym one day. This girl said, fear is fear. Fear is fear. Okay. Fear is false evidence appearing real. So, everything was just, I was making up scenarios in my head and then I was believing them. And it was hindering me. It was hindering my growth in so many ways. I didn't want to go anywhere without people with me. I would always hit up my friends like, hey, you want to go here? You want to go there with me? I would always wait on my lovers to get off of work and stuff like that. I was just so anxious and so shy and timid and just not confident in who I was. And I didn't want anyone to see me. I was just such a hermit. I couldn't get out of my feelings. I couldn't get over the nerves. But different things in my life helped me to work through that. So one of the biggest things that helped me to get over my shyness and my anxiety was jobs. So I started working I started working in high school, but like really like my first big job where I was like a manager, it was probably like 2013, 14. And so I was able to really grow my skills there. I got my first manager job managing like 20 people. And so that really made me have to just talk to people and get comfortable with interacting with others. I feel like when I grew up, or while I was growing up, it was very hard for me to communicate and just interact with different people. So I kind of just stayed to myself. And I didn't really have those skills to just communicate with different type of people and to not feel so self-conscious or think that everyone was looking at me a certain way. It took a lot. And I really feel like this job really helped me to see that don't nobody know what's going on. No one knows what's going on. No one has it all figured out. We're just living every day trying to figure it out. So once I realized that I wasn't alone in that and that I wasn't the only one who was insecure about themselves, it just helped me to build my security up. It helped me to build my confidence up. Like, okay, well, you're not alone here. All it takes is trial and error. If you never try, you never know. So just do it. Just do something. If you fail, oh well, you learned a lesson and you get to do something different. You get to go on a different path, a different journey that's actually going to help and serve you. So try things, because if you don't, then you'll be stuck where you're at, and there's nothing worse than being stuck here. So we might as well just keep trucking along, mess up, and figure it out. So that's how I approached my job. And I had different jobs as well that helped me just get out of my cocoon and just really put me in the face of other people that weren't in my immediate circle, and learn different personalities, and learn that it's not as scary to communicate. It's not that bad to just put yourself out there. It's not that bad to just be you. So stop being scared about it. Another thing that helped me with my shyness was my friends and my lovers. So I have like two extroverted, super extroverted friends, and then I have like two extroverted, introverted friends. Like they're introverts, but when they get in front of people, they definitely know how to talk and they definitely know how to interact with people. So being around them and going to different scenarios and things with them really helped me to see, like, it's not that bad. You can talk to your friends, you see how they interact with people, pick up some skills from them and figure it out. So I love my friends. I love y'all so much. Y'all really helped me to just get out of my shell, and they really boosted me up and just let me know, like, girl, like, I don't know why you scared. Like, you cool. Like, you're a cool person. So just go with it. You're good. And I really have to shout out to my ex-lovers as well, because you get really vulnerable and deep with your partners. So I was able to express that, like, I am self-conscious about this or about that, and I feel this and that. And a lot of them would tell me, like, girl, I don't know why. I don't know why. Like, this is how the world sees you. And it's so crazy that you don't see yourself that way. So I'm gonna help you see yourself that way. So tap into your friends and your family and your lovers, because they really, if you have good lovers, they really are the ones who can help you see yourself and put yourself in uncomfortable situations. When I got that job as a manager, I had never been a manager before, and I was like, what, 22, maybe 22, 23. I had never been a manager ever. So I didn't know what I was doing. And I was super shy and scared of everything. So I was willing to put myself in that situation, because I knew in the back of my head that I couldn't sit at a gas station any longer and not go in for an hour or so because I was scared. I knew that I had to do something different so that I could become this confident person that I wanted to be. I had to become this person that could step up to the plate and just do what it is, do what I have to do. So I want you guys to get uncomfortable so that you can get to who you want to be, and constantly keep that in your mind, because your thoughts are going to create your reality eventually. So think about who you want to be so that you can get there. Simple as that. Another thing off of the list that I want to tap on is me being sensitive. One thing that helped me with dealing with my sensitive nature was meditation. I really had to sit and meditate, because me being sensitive mainly came from my thoughts and my emotions as well. I mean, of course, that's how I feel. But I had to sit with myself to really talk to myself and evaluate how I was feeling. And in those talks, I discovered that being sensitive is exactly who I want to be. And I'm proud of being sensitive, because it allows me to feel, it allows me to be understanding. And even though that's who I feel that I am, it's someone that I truly did want to be, because my past thoughts always centered around wanting to connect with different people, wanting to bring community together, wanting to just be able to have deep conversations with people. And not being sensitive wasn't going to help me get there. So shutting off my sensitivity wasn't the answer. Bringing in and embracing my sensitivity definitely was the answer. I had to really meditate on that and really realize that, it's not a bad thing to be sensitive. I want to be sensitive, and I'm going to embrace this so that I can truly be myself and be authentic, because shooing and shutting down the sensitivity in me was denying myself of who I really am. And I didn't want to do that anymore. I also had to realize that people's actions have nothing to do with me. Okay. because my sensitivity would play into that, like, oh my God, they hate me. Oh my God, da 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 da, whatever. But no, it's nothing. It has nothing to do with me. They might try to blame it on me, but all in all, how people react to you or act towards you has everything to do with them and what they're thinking about, what they're going through, and nothing to do with me. So I had to really sit with that and really go through a lot of different shadow working prompts and meditations just to be like, that has nothing to do with you. You can be sensitive, but don't internalize it. Don't internalize everyone else's actions towards you as your problem or your thing to fix or whatever. It's not in your house. It's not in your court or anything like that. So you just push it along and keep it pushing. Okay? So all in all, it just boiled down to not taking anything personal and just embracing the sensitivity that I have to give to the world and to myself by not taking things personal. So that's the biggest thing about me and being sensitive. The last thing on my list I want to touch on is me being creative. So I said that I feel that I'm creative, but I always wanted to be creative. I was that girl in middle school that saw all the girls with the stationery stuff and all the cute arts and crafts stuff. And I would just be like, man, I really want to be like that. I really want to be labeled as creative, the artsy girl, and like all this kind of stuff. Right. And then I started to come into myself, especially in middle school and high school, and especially now. But one thing that really helped me to embrace my creativity was dancing. So I've been dancing since I was in middle school, and I danced all the way kind of through high school, but I got into a show choir, so it was kind of like different than dancing. But I was able to embrace my sensuality through dancing and singing because it was really fun, and just music in general. Just being able to tap into music really helped me with my creativity and helped it to grow and expand in different ways, especially hearing different people with their music, how they made their music, and the different dances that they did to the music. So sorry about the crisis going on outside. But like I said, I live in the city. If you tapped into the introduction video, you would know that. I also went to college for interior design. That really helped me fulfill my middle school wishes of being like that arts and crafts stationary diva, right? Because interior design, a lot of people are like, oh yeah, you just, it's all pretty and stuff and you just get to decorate and stuff like that. And it's like, yeah, but no. It's like, it's really creative, but it's also very scientific, especially because I went to school for 4 years for interior design and I didn't go just to make things look pretty. Okay. It's a real science to it. A lot of different steps you got to do. And it's a very taxing job. Little do you know. And especially if you work in the commercial world, which is my background, it's a lot. But being able to go through that program and see all the different people in my program at their different creativities and their different personalities and styles, it really helped me to just embrace who I was and embrace all the things that I have to offer. And it really helped me to be appreciative in those moments because I could just remember the times that I wanted to learn how to do these things, like how to make beautiful presentations, how to put beautiful fabrics together, how to do sketching, how to do floor plans and use drawing softwares, like just the little things that I always wanted to do, I was able to accomplish by just following my dreams, And the reason why I even went to interior design school is because every time people and my friends came to my apartment, they were like, oh my God, it's so nice in here. Oh my God. And I was just like, well, thanks. I just found some stuff at Goodwill and just hooked it up. And then, everyone's just like, you should really be into design and all that kind of stuff. And I didn't even really know that you could go to school for interior design. But then I looked it up and I went and it truly changed my life and it has helped me become so creative. If I did not go to interior design school, there would be no YouTube, there would be no podcast, there would be none of that. Because all of the softwares that I learned in school have helped me to reduce this podcast. The focus that I had to put into school helped me to focus and build my own brand. I used to literally work my ass off in college when I was in college. And I would literally get to our studio, our school studio at like 3 in the morning to complete my work. Like 3 in the morning, and would go to bed at like 9 p.m. and be back up 3 a.m. to go work on my stuff because it was a lot to do, number one. But number two, I was just so focused in it. And I was so determined to get all the nuances, all the details into things and to let my creativity just explode all over the place. So doing that really helped me to figure out how I want to be an entrepreneur, and it's helping me to build the things that I really want in life. And that's really how everything happens, y'all. That's how everything happens. It's this one thing that you do that just spirals out into different things. So I want you to remember that, like, whatever inkling you have that you do, whatever you get compliments on, whatever people always rant and rave to you about, whatever people ask you advice about, follow that. Keep doing that, because you're going to look back and be like, man, I actually did want to do this. I actually did want this skill, and this thing helped me get that skill. It might not look exactly how you want, which we hear this all the time. You know, people are just like, be open to things because you don't know what this thing is going to lead you to. And 9 times out of 10, it doesn't look like what we want, because we say we want what we want, but the universe and society is going to provide us with things that are going to help us get there. And you don't know what you don't know, point blank period. So it's like, why not try it so that you can see if it's going to get you to where you want to be? And even when you're in that thing at that moment, whatever opportunity comes your way, you might think, hey, I really want to do this for the rest of my life, or hey, this is the direction I want to go. But then it's going to push you somewhere else where you really need to be. And that's how I felt with interior design. For the longest, I wanted to be an interior designer, just like with the Hollywood stars, not Hollywood, but just with the stars, and working on hotels, just doing all the fun stuff. But then I got pushed in a different direction to do different things. Like right now, I'm not even in the design field. I'm doing something totally different. But my experience and the things I learned in school have really just helped me get to this place. And it's just super exciting because now I'm like, well, I don't know where I'm going, but I do know the qualities and the things that I want to do. So I'm very open to see where it takes me, just as long as I know what I enjoy doing, what feelings I want to feel, what traits and characteristics I want to build, what wisdom I want to gain. All that kind of stuff will lead me to my bigger picture. So I want you guys to stay open. I want you guys to remember that your past thoughts, any thoughts that you have, are going to create your current reality. And I want you to remember that no matter what's going on in your current day, whatever you can see right now is not the finish line. It's not where you're going to end up. You're going to keep going. You're going to keep molding and transforming into different versions of yourself. So keep going. Keep dreaming. Keep thinking of the things you want to be. And remember that who you are now is who you used to want to be. So remember that, so that you can continue to think about who you want to be, so that you can be that person. Okay, y'all? In conclusion, be grateful, dream big, and be ready for the lessons. Be happy for the lessons, okay? So yeah, you guys, that's what I have for the topic of the day today for our good old fellowship hour. I hope that really stuck for you guys, and it really touched you in a way that helps you think in a different mindset. But now we're going to go ahead and shimmy on over to the lab, where we take our knowledge and our experience so that we can create some wisdom. Let's go. So over here in the lab, you already know I'm going to give you some homework, okay? Some good old shadow working prompts, and you can do these any kind of way you want, in your journal, in your voice notes, however you want to tackle these. Just make sure you do it, okay? Because what I say, talk is cheap. We're not just talking over here. We're getting to work. Put your actions behind your words, all right? So I have about 5 questions for you guys to reflect on, meditate on, dig deep, and get the answers on. So number 1 is, who do you feel like you are? Let's start off with the simpleness. Who do you feel like you are? Number 2, who do you want to be? Okay. Number 3, what experiences and lessons have you had that made you who you are today? All right. What experiences and lessons have you had that made you who you are today? Number 4, are you who you used to be? And what past thoughts created your current reality? That's 2 questions in one, but we're going to act like it's just one question. So, like I said, number 4, are you who you used to want to be? And what past thoughts created your current reality as of now? And the last question I have for you guys is, in what ways can you celebrate your growth? What ways can you be grateful and commend yourself for your growth? So all of these questions should help you really dig deep. You can be surface level if you want. You can just give a generic answer if you want, but that's not helping you, boo. It's not helping you. So I want you to get deep with it. Really think about it. Think about the things you went through, who you want to be, how you feel you are. Get into it because if you're not gonna get into you, ain't nobody gonna get into you. So get into it. Just get into it. All right, you guys. So this episode wasn't a heavy episode. This really is just like tapping into yourself, as you're always going to tap into yourself. But some episodes will require you to tap into the people around you so that you can really tap into yourself as well. But now that I've given you guys the homework from the lab, we're going to go ahead into my favorite part of the show, which is a moment. This part of the show is where we do a good old meditation and we reflect on either the episode, the topic that we just had, or you can just give this 5 minutes to yourself to just have a break, to just feel yourself, to just have a moment of silence, get away from distractions, all that good stuff. I'm giving you this time to sit with yourself. So I want you to take it. If you're at work or if you're doing something where you can't really take it right now, pause it right here and come back and we'll get back to the meditation because you deserve, okay? You can shower, you can be cleaning, you can be driving, whatever. As long as you don't have someone talking in your face or distracting you from something or you don't have anything distracting you, I recommend you go ahead and do this meditation, okay? So if you're watching this, my camera stopped. So if it looks a little different, that's what happens. That's what always happens when it looks a little different. But if you did not tune into the introduction episode, in this segment, we like to do a method called the ear method. It is basically a breathing technique that I came up with to help you kind of mess with your thoughts or know how to navigate your thoughts while you are meditating. So, when I tell you to inhale, you will embrace your thoughts. When I tell you to hold, you will accept your thoughts. And when I tell you to exhale, you will release your thoughts. And I'll say exhale, release, and inhale, embrace, and stuff like that so you can get used to it. That will occur in the first minute. And 4 minutes after that, it's all you. I will just guide you for the first minute and you can do whatever you want for the next 4. Feel free to continue that breathing technique or you can do your own breathing techniques or you can just sit in silence and just have you 4 minutes to yourself. So let's go ahead and get started with this meditation. All right, you guys, I want you to go ahead and take a deep breath in. Exhale. And that is just to get you prepared to relax and meditate for these 5 minutes. Do what you got to do to get comfy, and let's go ahead and get started. All right, I want you to go ahead and inhale and embrace whatever thought is on your mind. Hold and accept that thought. Exhale and release. Inhale and embrace. Hold and accept. Exhale and release. Inhale and embrace. Hold and accept. Exhale and release. Inhale and embrace. Hold and accept. Exhale and release. Inhale and embrace. Hold and accept. Exhale and release. One last time, y'all. Inhale and embrace. hold and accept, exhale and release. The next 4 minutes is all up to you. See you guys in a minute. All right, you guys, welcome back. Welcome back. I hope you guys feel just a little bit more relaxed after that 5 minute meditation. And I hope you enjoyed this segment and gave yourself some time to just listen to yourself, to just feel yourself, to be. Just be. No expectations of yourself, just to be. So I hope that helped you. And I look forward to us having many more meditation sessions together through the coming weeks. So that is all for this week's episode, you guys. It has been a great time. We got some time to evaluate ourselves. I can't wait to see what you guys write down in your journals, or, what your list might be, how you have grown or been able to see yourself through just this episode. I'm excited. So y'all let me know. And yeah, it was so fun working with you guys today. Before we go though, y'all, I want to go ahead and let you know, like I said at the beginning of the episode, if you want to follow this podcast, you can follow us at IG and TikTok at thea.w.podcast. And if you want to listen or watch, you can listen on Spotify, SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, And if you want the visual, YouTube. I did say that we were going to have a Facebook, but I lied. Sorry. I lied. We're not going to have a Facebook. So like I said before, it was so fun working with you guys in the shop today. I hope you have a fulfilling week and make sure you do something that makes you feel loved this week, okay? I'll see you guys in the next session. Bye, y'all.